Good morning students, this is Baljeet Singh and today in our computer class we are going to learn about control statements. But before that we will see what is flow of control. The order of execution of the statements in a program is known as flow of control. Now the statements in our source file are generally executed in the order in which they are written. But with the help of flow control statements, we can break up the flow of execution by employing decision-making, looping, and branching statements, which enable your program to conditionally execute particular blocks of code. The flow control statements can be classified broadly into three categories. First one is the sequence, second one is selection or branching, and the third category is looping or iteration. So, in sequence flow control statements, the statements execute in the order in which they are written. For example, if there are 5 instructions in our source code, then first of all, first condition will execute, and then second, and then third, and so on up to the last statement. But in case of decision-making statements, the flow of execution of program depends upon the condition. So, if the condition is true, then a different statement or a different block of statement will execute. And if the same condition is false, then the program will take a different path, or it will execute a different statement or a different block of statements. These branching or decision-making statements are further of 4 types. First one is if statement, second one is if else statement, then we have if elif ladder, and in last we have nested if else statement. However, there are 4 types of branching statements, but in our curriculum there is only one branching statement, which is if else statement. So now we will see the syntax of if else statement. First we will write if and after that condition. This is the condition on the basis of which our flow of control of the program depends. After the if condition, write the statement or a block of statements. The second part of this statement is the else part. In else part, there may be one or more than one statements. So, in this syntax here, if and else are the keywords. And you are already aware of what are keywords. Keywords are the reserved words of the language which have a special predefined meaning. We cannot use these words as a variable. A statement or block of statements inside the if statement are executed only if the condition evaluates to be true. In case our condition is false, then in that case our else part will execute. Now, here is the flowchart of the if-else statement. Now, what is flowchart? Flowchart is the pictorial representation of the process or the task. So, it is very easy to understand how our program will run step by step. So, in case of flowchart, we use some kinds of symbol. For example, if there is a condition, then diamond symbol is used, and this rectangle is used for processing the instructions, and these arrows depicts the flow of control of the execution, and for input and output we use parallelograms. So this is the flowchart of the if-else statement. First of all, the condition will be checked. If the condition is true, then the statements which are under the if part, that statements will execute. And if our condition is false, then a different set of statements or a single statement will execute, which is written in the else part. And from the two alternatives, only one of the block of statement will execute, which depends on whether the condition is true or false. After that, our statements which are after the if-else statement, that statements will execute. Now we will see some practical problems related to if-else statement. For this, we need Python installed in our systems, and then open the Python in your computer, and here we are taking a problem in which we are going to decide whether a person is eligible to vote or not. For this, we will check whether the age of the person is greater than or equal to 18 or not. Here in the first statement, we have taken a variable age to store the age of the person. So we have written age is equal to int input enter your age. You are already aware how to write these statements, means what is the syntax of the language. So through the input methods, we are asking from the user to enter his or her age, and as we know, by default, the input methods takes the input as a string, but here we are going to enter the age of a person, which is a number. Therefore, we will write int in front of the input method. Now, next is our if statement. If the age is greater than or equal to 18, this is our condition on the basis of which our flow of control of the statements will depends. So if the age is greater than 18, means our condition is true, then the next statement, print eligible to vote, will execute. That means if the age is greater than 18, our output will be eligible to vote. But if the user has entered the age less than 18, then else part will execute, and we will get the result not eligible to vote. However, we have two print statements here, but out of these two statements, only one block will execute, and the execution depends on the type of the condition, whether it is true or false. If the condition is true, then this part will execute, and if the condition is false, then statements which are under the else part, that statements will execute. So here is the output of the program. First of all, on the screen there will be a string enter your age, and then the user will enter his or her age. For example, here the user has written 10. After that, this value 10 goes into the variable age, and if condition will be checked. Now 10 is not equal to or greater than 18, it means our condition is false. Therefore, if part will not execute, our control will go to the else part. Because our condition is false, therefore control will go to the else part, and it will give us the result not eligible to vote. Students, now we will discuss another problem related to this if-else statement. So here in this problem, we will check whether the entered number is a even number or a odd number. So here in the first statement, we are asking from the user to enter a number. For this, we have written x is equal to int input enter number. So here we will get on the screen enter number, and the user will enter any number, and that number will be converted into int and will be stored in the variable x. Next, we have the if statement. Now, can you tell me how we will check whether a entered number is a even number or a odd number? The logic is very simple. Divide the number with 2 and check the remainder. If the remainder is 0, then our number will be even number, otherwise it will be a odd number. For in the if statement, we have written x percentage 2 is equal to 0. So this operator is a percentage with which we get the remainder after dividing the number with 2. So if our remainder is 0, then we will get the output as even number, and if the remainder is not equal to 0, means our condition is false. At that time, else part will execute and we will get odd number in output. So you can see the output here. Enter number, the user has entered the number 20, and after the execution of the logic of the program, we will get output as even number. Next, we have for loop. Loop means repetition. So for statement is used to iterate or repeat itself over a range of values or a sequence. The for loop will execute for each of these values in range. The range values can be numeric, string, list or tuple. So in for loop, it is known in advance how many times the loop will execute. From the initial conditions of the loop, we can determine how many times the given loop will execute. With every iteration of loop, the control variable will check whether the value of the control variable is in range or not. When all the items in range are exhausted, the flow of the control will go out of the loop and the statements which are outside the body of the loop will start executing. If the value of the control variable is not from the range, then the control will be transferred to the statement immediately following the for loop. So this is the syntax of the for loop. Here for is a keyword and then we have a control variable. Control variable is a variable that takes a new value from the range each time the loop is executed. So control variable is a identifier. It can be a identifier. It means the name of the control variable or the naming of the control variable will be done by the user. For control variable in, after that we have items in range. So this range will decide how many times our given loop will execute. So after the for loop we have body of the loop. In body of the loop we will write the statements which we want to execute again and again. Next we have the else part. So else part is optional. When the value of the control variable goes out of the range, at that time the else part will execute. So else part has its own statement or a block of statements. Here item in range may be list, tuple or string. Else statement will execute after all the iteration of the loop, or we can say when the value of the control variable is not in the range, at that time else part will execute. And control variable is the variable that takes a new value from the range for every iteration or for every loop. Students, now we will see the flowchart of the for loop. First of all, there is initialization statement. In initialization statement, we give the values to the control variable. That is the value of the control variable when the first time the loop will get executed. So if the value of the control variable in the initialization is from the range, then condition will be checked. We will check whether the value of the control variable is from the range or not. If the value of the control variable is from the range, then the body of the loop will execute. Once the body of the loop executes, then there is the updation in the value of the control variable. It means the control variable will take the new value from the range for the next iteration. When the value of the control variable gets updated, it will again check whether the value is from the range or not. If the value is from the range, then again the body of the loop will get executed. So in this way, the statements which are in the body of the loop will get executed as long as the value of the control variable is from the range. So there will be a moment when the value of the control variable is not from the range. At that time, during test condition, our condition will get false. हमारी जो condition है वो false हो जाएगी because the value of the control variable is not from the range. At that time, the control of the loop will go out of the loop and the statements which are following the body of the for loop will be executed. So this was the flow chart of the for loop. Now we will see some practical programs related to for loop. So in the first example we have written 4 letters in Python. Here 4 is the keyword, letter is our control variable, in this is in the syntax that we will write in, and next we have the range. So in range we have written a string. String is a collection of characters, so it is in the quotes. So for letter in range, print letter. So the letter will take the values from the string. string. When the first time loop is going to execute, the value of the letter will be P. So it will take the first value from the range. Therefore, in the print statement, print letter, it will print P. So we will get P in the output. So now the body of the loop has executed once. Now the control variable will take the another value from the range. The next value from the range is Y. So it will print letter. Now the letter has the value Y. So we will get Y in the output. And next time again the control variable will take the next value from the range, which is T. So it will keep on printing the letters of the word Python. So next we have, in the second example, count is equal to, we have written a list. In list we write the elements separated by commas and in the square brackets. So we have written for C in count. So count is our range which has the values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and C is a identifier. You can write anything in place of C because it is a identifier, and the naming of the identifier is done by the user. So it is up to you what you want to use in place of C. So first time C will take the value from the range 10. The value of C is 10, so it will print C and we will get 10 in the output. Now जो हमारी लूप है वो एक बार चल रही है, so the variable C will take the another value from the range which is 20. So value is from the range, so print statement will execute and it will give us 20 in the output. Next time again the value of the control variable will get updated and it will take the value 30. So value is from the range. Again the print statement will execute and will give us output as 30. So this statement means print statement which is under the for loop will get executed as many as times for which the value of the C is from the range. Similarly, we have the third example in which we have taken a list and the name of the list is numbers, and we have written the for loop for n in numbers. So numbers is our range. It will take the value from 1 to 10, and again we are checking whether the given number is even or not. If n percentage 2 is equal to 0, then we are going to print n is an even number. So for the values from the list for which the remainder is 0, the body of the loop will execute and we will get in the output as 2 is an even number, 4 is an even number, 6 is an even number, and in the last we will get 10 is an even number. Students, next we have another problem related to for loop. In this we have written for I in range, and our range is 1, 2, 3, and the body of the loop, in the body of the loop we have written only one statement, print welcome. So welcome is written in quotes. So we will get welcome in the output, comma I will take the value, whatever be the value of the I for that particular loop, and after that we have written times. So for the first time, I will take the value 1. So we will get the output welcome 1 times. For the second time, I will take the value 2, and in the output we will get welcome 2 times, and similarly for the third time we will get welcome 3 times. After the execution of the loop for 3 times, I will take the value 4. I will become 4. But the 4 value is not in the range. It means our condition is false. It means our print statement will not execute and our control goes out of the loop. So this was all about the flow control statements. I hope now you have learned the topic. If there is any problem, watch the video again, or you can send me your question.